Welcome, it's Dawn with For Grace Creations, and we have another use it or lose it today. Basically, today I am going to finally use all of these offcuts and strips from different types of paper, scrapbook paper, just all kinds of stuff, coffee dyed paper, bubble paper. I literally save all sizes and colors of strips. But first, our verse of the day is Psalm 121, verse 7. The Lord will keep you from all harm. He will watch over your life. Set that to the side here where I can see it. So what are we going to need today? Well, probably some scissors. Of course, your offcuts. A stapler. Let's check. Oh, we might need a few more staples. Who knows? And then I'm calling this strip clusters and strip page tabs. So they will end up, this is our prototype, they will end up with a staple here. But you can come back later and decorate with things like buttons. Glue a button on there, or maybe a word sentiment, like believe on another piece of paper and just glue it down, or maybe some of those die cuts you have, maybe some of those random little blingy things, you can just glue them down. So I know that what I usually like to do is layer. And how I do that is I will grab maybe a couple of different, oh look, there's something that's not a strip. That doesn't belong in here. But I'll grab a couple of different papers. Here's what I'm thinking. The very first one we make, let's do the page tab so that you glue it on the side of your journal page and use it as, to turn the pages. And I want to do a smaller one, so I will cut this. And we could use this one as the background. So we'll cut this a little bit bigger, yet thinner. Okay. And maybe that, because they don't all have to be straight. They don't all have to be ripped. You can do whatever you want to do. But this one, I guess maybe we'll go ahead and keep straight edges on this one and cut it off about there. If we go ahead and just do 3, now this one would be really cool with some sort of a die cut here, and you could use it as a cluster on a page, or again as that page tab, but we have that very simple one there. And then let's grab, oh, that's cool. Another way to do this, I want to show you. We'll get this here and that. How about the pink in the background? Like that. There's 3. Do we want to do more? How about green? No. Oh, I know. Maybe a little bit of this fun font. So, pink font and purple. Okay. Now, it's kind of long. Watch this. We're just going to rip. And then staple so that it's falling off. Hey now. So staple it so it stays. Okay, so I'm going to rip that edge and maybe this little edge here. And then that keeps wanting to move. So we're going to add another staple. And this one, I'm going to go ahead and rip this edge as well. Yep, so we have 2 more. And then let's do one where we start with wide and then get a little thinner. So there, and then there. And we could use this tiny one here. Come in with our staple. And then it's too long, so we just cut it off, and I want to do at an angle. Oh, that doesn't match. That still doesn't match. Good night. There. And we have ourselves a page tab. Now, I suppose we could finish these off. Like, I do happen to have this green button here, so I just need to grab my glue. This would work with a hot glue gun. It also works with Fabrifix. With the Fabrifix, you just have to wait longer for it to dry. So there's one. Can I set it out of the way where it will dry? And then I've got a box here with all kinds of little die cuts. Let's see what we can find down in here. Well, what if we put this one there and that one? That would be cute. And it covers up those staples. And then we have to set that aside to dry. And, oh, we'll do this one as well. Okay. Cover up that staple and add a flower. There we go. Set this aside to dry as well. And then we have these. If you don't have little die cuts, then you don't have to use them. They look fine with the staple there. It gives it a little added texture, and that sometimes is exactly what a page needs. So we have those. We'll let them dry. Now we have this pile to work with. How about we cut these into smaller strips? And yeah, no straight edge on this. Get this one in half. Get that straight edge off. And then do we have a darker brown to put this on? Let's just dump it out, guys. There we go. Oh, sure. Here's one. So we could put that on there, but it needs, we could keep this as a neutral. Do we have another neutral? Yeah, I've got something with a little book page on it. Or book page writing. Not a lot, but a little. And then, oh, that's kind of a neutral. We could put that there. Just staple that. Rip off the ends. And I don't really like how this is straight on that side. There we go. And now we have another one. Really, I'm thinking too much about this. They can be done so simple and quick if you don't overthink it. For instance, we could just, there's one. There's one. Do you want to see how I use these in a journal? Okay, I do happen to have this one that I just am working on I put it together. It's got 3 signatures. It is an old book, and I cut the spine out and made it a little wider and then added 3 signatures. It does have vintage papers, pharmacy bags, and it's blank. I haven't started on it other than this very first page here. I just put this fun glassine bag in there and a little piece of vintage fabric. Like, no, it's antique fabric. So, for instance, we could take this and glue it to the edge of the page. Let's do that. I'm gonna grab my Fabrifix just because it is here, right next to me. And put it down, and I just kind of press on both sides. Oh, 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 it's slickery. Stay. Oh, that button wasn't quite dry. Ha. Okay, good to know. Have patience, Dawn. But there you go. And if you feel like that staple isn't going to quite hold things down as well as you want, just come in and add a plop of glue in there. And there you go. It holds it down. And this guy here, where I'm leaving the staple, let's come to the middle signature. And I'm going to glue this straight edge to the page and let the torn edge fall off. Well, you know what I mean? Hang off, not fall off. There we go. Cute. Yeah. Look at that, guys. I have 3 things done in this journal. All right, we'll set that aside. Now, if you don't have staples or you don't want to use staples, you can totally also use glue. So let's find a piece that's a little thicker. And we'll go, all right. So we need something in between. Would this work? Yeah. We could do that and just cut it off over here. And then this could be 2. Shoot, it could be more than 2 if you want them smaller. That's right. We were going to glue this down. I'm going to put that one in the center. And then center this one. And then you just set it aside and let it dry. But I'm going to close this glue because I am wanting to use staples today. Simply because I actually really like the look of that. Here we go. Let's rip this side so it matches the other. And, let's get this one together before we forget. All right. But then I really like the print on that. So we'll put on here. And then does it need something else? Maybe we could tear a piece of this off and let it stick up here. And then what else do we have? Oh, this one. this. Yep. And then we'll staple it right about there and right there. So there we go. We actually have even more of a tab there. Now, when I put this down on a page, I will pay close attention to, do I need to add glue? So you can do any shape even, any size. Let me grab a couple actual scrapbook pad papers and see what we can do with that. So 1, 2, no, we don't want to cover it up. 3, no, it's not as easy as I thought sometimes. Oh, that says June. I mean, you can barely tell, but we could put that on there. Maybe up there. No, right there. And a flower sticking out. And then what about like that? So this one is going to need glue, and I'm going to get art glitter glue because it dries faster. And we're just going to glue some of this down. So tell me, do you save all your scraps? Do you have a bag of scraps? I do. I really need to go through them and destash. But first, I thought I would try doing some use it or lose it just to see if I can recycle some of them scraps and make something cool out of them. And I think this is a fun way to do that. There we go. That would be cute as a page tab. And okay, we've got that. Here is a wider one. I'm going to cut the edges off of this. And then I want something in between. So what about this skinny? Oh, well, I found that. But what else do we have in here that might go? What about this? I'm just going to do it. Oh, gosh, my glue is giving me trouble today. So, like that. And that. Cute. I really like that one too. It's funny how you start putting things together and you just never know if you're gonna absolutely love it or not. And I could put a little something on here, a little die cut maybe. Let's see what I've got. Well, I have these two things left over from Defemorember. Let's cut it in half. Do you guys do Defemorember with Louisa Heinzel and Barbara over at 49 Dragonflies? It is coming up, Defemorember 2024. It is obviously going to be in December, and you never know what we're going to be doing this year. But you ought to check out 2023's. I think you can just type in hashtag Defemorember 2023 or just Defemorember, and you might be able to find it. Cute. Okay, we got another one. Oof, let's build on this. Cut that off, and that's kind of an orangey, isn't it? I can't get the orange. What about on this? No, it gets the pink. Ooh. Oh, that's really orange. Or this side. Or I have an idea. We could do this side like that. And then that side. And then we can just come in and staple it. Is my lighting horrible? I feel like maybe it is. I can't tell. Okay, I'm gonna do a few neutrals, I think. Let's see. There are so many strips here, you guys. All right. There's another one. Now, maybe we'll be done because I'm sure you get the idea. And what I'll do is I've got a couple other things I do with these strips. And what I'll do is I will go ahead and come back in another video and show you what I do with those. That way we're not here, you know, a long time doing the same thing. What do you think? I just don't want you to feel like, oh my gosh, she's going on and on and on. We get it already. Thoughts? Here's another one. Yeah, I will just sit and continue with this myself, I think. Make some more. And then come back with another video for you. Yep, all right. Well, thanks for being here, you guys. And if you have any suggestions or requests on what you'd like to see in videos, you can always email me and let me know. I will put my email address down in the description box so that you can find it. Until later, God bless. Bye-bye.